Okay, so welcome back to the garage and new project. This is a 2001 Kawasaki Bayou 300, I believe. It's a 300. Yeah, 300. 2001. I did verify the VIN number here. Down here. The 10th letter was a 1, or 10th digit, whatever, was a 1, which translates to a 2001. So, this is a 2001 Kawasaki Bayou 300. I paid $200 for this. It was on Facebook Marketplace. The guy had it listed for $300. I offered him $200, and he said, "Yep, come and get it." And when I got there, the guy who was selling it to me, just a kid, he didn't even look like he was more than like 12 years old. And I asked him, I'm like, "So what's going on with it?" And he's like, he didn't really seem to know a whole lot about it. He said it was, I guess it was his, but his friend rode it, and I guess he crashed it. Which I asked him how it happened or where it was. He didn't really have a whole lot to say on it, so it was kind of weird. Seemed like he was nervous though. I don't know if it was just maybe it was first time selling something. I really don't know. But there is a crack here, and this is like drooping down. I think it just needs like a screw or something in there. And then back here, can't really see too well. I need my light, but this is all kind of bent up back here. But other than that, everything else looks pretty decent. The only other thing is the choke cable here broke off. But other than that, it has... Oh, and the electric start doesn't work either. That was the other thing. So the electric start's not working. Choke cable, a little damage here. It has good compression, it feels like. And what else here? Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty decent. It looks like everything's pretty much there. I think it's just missing a plastic piece right here. The seat's in great condition. No rips in it at all. That's really good. The brakes work. Front brake has hydro brakes. Those work. I believe the back is a cable brake. That also works. Tires on it they're okay, not great. I think they overinflated the daylights out of these because they're all worn down in the center more than the outside edges. And usually that's a sign that, your tires are overinflated. We got a little back compartment here. Ooh, little goodies. Looks like we got wow, that looks like the intake boot for the carburetor. That might be useful. What else we got in here? A little, a little multi-tool here. Check that out. Stanley. Huh. Wow, that's crazy. What else we got? Looks like a fuel line here. Gas line. We got a little pair of pliers here. Lots of grass too. I bet this was from the toolkit, I wonder. The original toolkit, maybe? Huh. That is interesting. That looks like a spark plug wrench, but it's missing the handle, looks like. And, I believe that's the bag for the toolkit. And then, we got a spark plug down in here. Look at that. Actually glad I found this, because I did notice that was missing down here. The carb boot was missing, and I was like, huh. But luckily it's in here, so we'll be able to throw that back on, and hopefully we can start this thing up. Might even be able to ride it, because if it has compression, we'll have to make sure it has spark, and then probably go through the carburetor. And then it's got the pull start, so even though the electric start isn't working, we can pull it over. And then if we want to, we can delve into trying to get the electric start to work. And unless it needs like a battery to run, I'm not sure. I've never worked on one of these before. So it's got the key, it's got reverse, throttle cable's not locked up. Don't know if the lights work. And I think it has some gas in it too. Yeah, it's got gas in it. So yeah, and then it needs a good cleaning, obviously. And then I don't know if I could maybe I could try to plastic weld that. I don't really know. Try to figure something with that out. But yeah, I guess we'll start by just seeing if we can get this thing to run. We'll go through it, go through all the basics. All right, let's start digging into this thing. We'll get the seat off of here. Just comes up, just like that. We'll take a look at the air box. I don't know if the mice got to it. Oh, that just comes out. And it doesn't appear to have an air filter. It just has the housing there. So yeah, it's just the cage. There isn't actually any foam around it. And then the intake boot isn't hooked up, but we do have that. And then looks like the carb isn't even hooked up. It's just kind of hanging out here. That might be why it wasn't starting for the guy. Yeah, that might help if the carb's hooked up to the engine. Looks like it's got a battery here. I don't know if this battery is good. I imagine it's probably not. If he said the electric start wasn't working, it might just need a battery, which would be hilarious. So yeah, let's check out the spark plug here. That'll kind of tell us how it was running. Alright, get the spark plug out of here. Pop that off. That wasn't even tight. That wasn't even tight on there. Pretty black. Pretty black. It's definitely was running a little rich there. That is completely black. So, which I'd rather it be richer than lean. So, champion plug here. RA6HC plug there. That's pretty black. It's definitely running a little rich. Let me actually, I don't think I can don't know if I can use my spark tester on this. Yeah, so I don't think I can use my spark tester on this because this has this style, and my my testers for the spark plugs that have this style of end, so I don't think I'll be able to plug it up into there. So I'll have to do it the I guess the old school method, which is to just ground it to the frame here, make sure you have a spark here. So I guess you guys can watch that while I test for spark. Hopefully I don't cause a fire in my garage. That wouldn't be good. Turning that to run would help. Key on might help. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got spark. Okay. That's good. Yep. Alright. Okay, well, that's one thing we know. I got spark, and I was running a little rich. We'll just have to probably go through the carburetor and make sure that's all good. It was off, so I'd imagine that they were messing with it, probably trying to get it to run. I feel like they didn't know. I feel like they kind of didn't know what they were doing, because the guy, he basically had nothing to say. He was like, "I just want it to start, and I can't get it to start." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll take it off your hands if you can't get it to start." Actually, while I got the spark plug off, to do a quick compression test here, just to kind of see where we're at with compression. All right, hook this up, and then we'll pull it over and see how we're doing for compression here. So I'll have you guys keep an eye on that while I pull over the engine here. The carburetor is not even really hooked up to the boot, so throttle open, basically. So let's see what we're gonna get here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we have good compression. What is that, 150? Let's see. Like basically 150 pounds of compression. So, we have spark, we have compression. So, as long as we get fuel to this engine, should start right up. Let's also, again, while we're over here, let's check the oil. Make sure it has oil in it. That would not be good. I have a feeling this oil might be a little bad. I can't really tell. I need like a zip tie or something. Little tip: if you're gonna like check your oil this way, most people have the blue shop towels. I would actually use a white towel because you can see the color of the oil more easily against a white towel versus a blue shop towel. Oh, that's not good. I can't. Oh, there we go. Oh, she's pretty black. Pretty black. I have to really stick down in there to get it. Well, it has some oil in it. It's pretty dark though. Probably do an oil change on this. It definitely needs it, I think. Alright, trying to get our carburetor out here. And I guess we can make sure our petcock is working too. Looks like it is. This is turned to off here. Let me get a cup and we'll make sure we have gas flow out of there. Alright, let's see if we have flow from our fuel petcock here. We'll turn it to on. Nothing. Let's try reserve. Tank's just up, yep. There we go. Yeah, we have gas flow. I think the tank's just low. So. Good gas flow from the petcock. So, let's get this carburetor out of here and we'll go through it, make sure it's clean, not clogged up or anything. I see, yeah, the carb's not even hooked up here. Looks like the throttle cable's attached, but barely. Comes right out. it is. Carburetor is removed. It looks like it's the original. It's a Keihin carb. So that's good. It's not a cheap aftermarket Chinese one. So yeah, let's start digging into this thing. Alright, let's open up this carburetor here, see what we're dealing with here. Gas is just pouring out of there. Ooh. Yep, definitely got some ethanol gunk in there. See that? A little bit of crud in there. Let's get these jets out of here. See what these are looking like here. That one wasn't even tight. That one was loose in there. Ooh. Okay, that one's clear. Yeah, that jet's clear. Get this, I believe this is a starter jet here, and the pilot's the one down in here. Which I did. Get a screwdriver that can actually get pilot jets out. It's a little thin flat screwdriver here. Let's see how this pilot jet's looking. Oh yeah, the pilot jet's clogged. And then we'll get this starter jet out of here. Can't really tell we're running for a main here. As you see, it's pretty clogged. Or, not clogged, just corroded from ethanol fuel. Pilot jet's all gummed up there. Or not the pilot jet, goodness gracious, the main jet. Here's our pilot jet right here. Pilot jet also has a lot of ethanol. I can't really tell what it is. Starter jet's decent though. And I believe that is looks like a 65 starter jet right there. Full. It's got some gunk in the bottom of it, not too bad though. But we will get the rest of this disassembled here. We'll get this pin out of here. That one came out pretty easy. Here's our float with our needle. Float feels good. These can get like holes in them and then they'll fill up with gas, but it feels pretty good. Needle's decent. It's fairly rubbery. I think the needle will be okay. Looks like we got a fuel screw here. Yep, fuel screw, because it's on the fuel side of the carb, not the air side. So it's a fuel screw. We'll see how many turns we were on that. I think I'll need to use this one. Let's see. one. Like about 1 3/4. About 1 3/4 for the fuel screw here. There's that, and then should be a washer too that goes on that. And that prevents that spring from tearing into the O-ring. It's important that you have that washer there. Ask me how I know. All right, we'll probably I just like running them all through the ultrasonic cleaner, honestly. I seem to have pretty good luck whenever I just put stuff in the ultrasonic cleaner. Let's check out this diaphragm here. Oh man, those are tight. Those are tight. There we go. There's our spring, and then our needle jet here. Looks like that's not, I don't believe that's adjustable. Sometimes there'll be a little clip on here which allows you to set the height of the needle jet, but this one just appears to only have one setting. Here's our diaphragm. Diaphragm feels pretty good. Yeah, the diaphragm's good. And yeah, just taking a look in here. We'll blow through. I wish I could get that off. I don't want to damage it though. So go ahead, I'll run this through the ultrasonic cleaner, and then I'll blow it out with compressed air. We'll put everything back in, and carburetor should be good to go. Alright, while the ultrasonic cleaner does its thing, let's get this battery out of here. See if we can actually charge this thing, or if it's going to need a new battery. Let's see here. Absolutely nothing happened when I tried the electric start. I think I heard the solenoid click a couple times, so I think this battery is completely dead. Let me put this battery on my charger and see if it'll charge up. Alright, so I got the battery on my charger right there. It does look like it's charging it, so we'll see. The battery might be okay. I don't know if it has a date on it. Looks like a pretty decent one though. It's a AGM battery, so don't gotta worry about filling it up with the acid solution, so we'll see if that can charge it. Alright, got the carb back on, it's all hooked up as it should be in there. It's kind of hard to see. I got the air boot on. There's no clamp for right here, I'll have to get a clamp for right there. And then obviously we do need to get a new choke, but I'm thinking hopefully we can start it up, should be able to start it up without the choke. I charged up the battery. It's showing 12 volts on the multimeter, but we're still not getting anything. When we try to hit the electric start here, absolutely nothing happens. Everything's turned on. We're not getting anything. So it's almost like there's like a fuse or something's blown. So we'll look into that in a little bit. Let's first just see if we can get her to start up with the full start here. Alright, so I was pulling it over, couldn't get start, so I was like, alright, maybe we need the electric start. So I was looking and I saw this wire coming off here and I noticed there was a fuse here. So I pulled off that fuse and I was testing it. This was the fuse that was on there right here. And I got my multimeter here set to continuity, and kind of hard to do this with one hand. Let me just show you. So this should beep if, this is a good fuse. You see that? We're touching it to both prongs here, or leads, and we're not getting anything. There was a spare fuse. There was a spare fuse in there. So I hooked that up, and I noticed one of the lights turned on. And I'm like, oh. That one's out though. But I'm like, all right, well, what the heck? Let me just try the electric start, see what happens. And fired right up. Wow. So all it was that is crazy. So the only reason the electric start wasn't working was a fuse. Crazy. Wow, that is crazy. She fired right up with the electric start. I was pulling it over and pulling it over. It wasn't wanting to start. I'm like, all right, something's got to be up here. And yeah, looks like the backlight's working too. Let's see if the brake light's working. Yep, the brake light's working. So it looks like we just have this headlight that's out here. Probably just the bulb that's burnt out. Yeah, see if she fires right back up. Alright, I messed with the carburetor a little bit, playing with the fuel screw. Got it running pretty good here. It doesn't have an air filter, we need to get one of those. But, yeah, she's idling pretty good. Revs out all the way. Yeah, she's going pretty good. Okay, got some oil float here. ATV, UTV oil, and got an air filter for it and an oil filter. So let's go ahead and do the oil change on this. Alright, got a new air filter in it. Okay, doing the oil change. This actually has a sight glass right there, which I didn't see before. So that is what we'll use when we go to add oil to it. Bolts a 17 millimeter. Down under here. Yeah, that oil was pretty black there. Alright, our oil filter is behind here. Get that off. Okay, there's our old oil filter. Alright, this just comes out of here. This little shaft here, and then you slide this onto your new one. O-ring here, some oil on here. Lube up that O-ring. Using ATV, UTV oil, 1040. This takes, I think I read it was like 1.6, but we can use the sight glass to make sure that we're spot on. Should I do it no funnel? Ooh, scared. Nah, I'm not gonna do it no funnel. Although, maybe I could. Oh, there we go. Look at that, no funnel. Oop. We're all filled up. Oil is halfway up the sight glass, and actually on the engine case right here, it's actually stamped 1.7 quarts. So I read online 1.6, but it's actually 1.7. It's a little loose there. We'll have to tighten that up. But yeah, oil change is done.
Alright, she's running pretty good here. Fresh oil change, air filter. Let's take it for a little ride. Running pretty good. Goes through all the gears. Brakes are working.
Well, the first ride was a success. Yeah, cannot believe that it ended up just being a fuse. That's why the electric start wasn't working, and the guy thought something was wrong with it. He was like tearing the carburetor off it, and yeah, all it needed was just a fuse, which I didn't even have to buy a fuse. The spare fuse was there. So got really lucky on this one. Just needs a couple more things. Just needs a choke cable, because it's a little finicky before it warms up. It doesn't like to rev out before it's warm. So I think I'd have to choke. It'd be fine. And then one of the headlights is out, so I think it's just a bulb, because that headlight's working. So we'll get a new bulb for that, new choke cable, and yeah, should be pretty good. I was having a hard time. I couldn't really find this piece here, so yeah, if I can find one, I'll try to get that for it, but if not, oh well. And yeah, we'll get all that stuff, and then we'll take it out to my grandfather's property, and we'll take it for a nice long ride. Make sure it's all good. And then yeah, I think this one will be done. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Like, comment, all that stuff. And stay tuned for the next project. We've got something cool over there. What's that over there? Ooh, a little something over there. Anyways, yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all later.